So why do wealthy people keep paying to enter spaces? They're entering different rooms when they already know enough. I've always found this fascinating. A person can have a successful company and have an extraordinary network. They can have years of experience. They can have money and influence. They can have access to almost unlimited information, and still they pay $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 to enter into another room. Meanwhile, someone on the outside is thinking, like, what possibly could they learn inside that place? What's going on in there? But perhaps learning isn't the only thing that they're buying. And this is where I think our understanding of investment needs maturing. At a certain level, information becomes really easy to access. You can find the strategy, you can read the book, you can watch the interview, you can study the business model, you can listen to the podcast. Hell, you can ask AI. The information exists. Successful people know that. They are rarely paying extraordinary amounts of money because somebody has some type of secret PDF, right? They're paying for access. So access to perspective, access to conversations they're not having in their current environment, access to people making decisions at a level that they want to normalize, access to someone who can look at a problem that they've been having for 6 months and see the inefficiency in 6 minutes, access to a standard, access to the room. Luxury brands understand this beautifully. Private clubs understand it. Executive lounges understand it. First class understands it. Invitation-only dinners understand it. VIP experiences understand it. The product matters, of course it does. But the experience is often built around a deeper desire. Access. There are places you can enter and conversations you can hear, people you can meet, experiences you can have, simply because you chose a different level of proximity. And proximity is powerful because human beings normalize their environments. So spend enough time around hesitation, and you'll start explaining your courage. Or if you spend enough time around mediocrity, excellence is going to begin to look excessive. And if you spend enough time around people who view investments as too much, eventually you'll start to defend what you spend on your own growth. But if you enter a room in which women regularly invest in their development, where wealth is regularly discussed, where wealth is discussed intelligently, where extraordinary goals don't require a 10-minute conversation or an explanation, where someone can say, I want to create $1 million, and then the conversation immediately turns towards, wonderful, who do you need to become to hold that? That's a different room. And different rooms create different normals. This is one of the reasons why I continue to invest in mentorship. I'm very aware of the danger of being the most advanced thinker in every room that I enter. It might feel wonderful to the ego, but it's terrible for expansion. I want rooms that expose me to questions I've never considered. I want conversations that reveal where my thinking has been repetitive. I want proximity to people whose normal challenges my standards. Because I've learned something about extraordinary success, and it's this. You don't always need another answer. Sometimes you need a more sophisticated question. So a question like, why are you still involved in that? Why does your company require that much of your personal energy? Why haven't you monetized that? Why haven't you changed this? Why are you charging that? Why are you waiting? Why do you believe that it takes 5 years? Why are you trying to build a $5 million company using a model that's created for a $500,000 company? One question can change the whole direction of a company. One conversation can save you 3 years. One introduction can alter your network. One observation can expose an identity pattern that's been quietly influencing every financial decision that you make. What's that worth? This is why I find it interesting when people evaluate mentorships solely on the number of modules that are involved or included. How many videos do I get? My love, I'm far more interested in the level of thinking that you're gaining access to. I'm interested in the woman making your decisions 6 months from now. I'm interested in what becomes normal to her. I'm interested in what she sees that she cannot currently see. I'm interested in what becomes normal to her. I'm interested in the decisions that she makes faster, the opportunities that she recognizes earlier, the standards that she raises, the rooms that she enters next, because that's where the return lives. Get it? And this is also why unlimited is an environment. Yes, the curriculum is exceptional, obviously. And so I'm opening the vault on identity teachings, wealth principles, and the strategies that have contributed to more than $3 million in our business. You're going to learn, but I'm also going to sell you access. Access to my thinking, access to live mentorship, access to reflection, access to women who have made a deliberate decision to become more, access to an environment where your future isn't treated like a fantasy. We examine the identity required to create it, and that's a very different experience. So now I'm going to give you an identity prescription. This is what I would like for you to do. Choose rooms that require your future identity or your manifested self to introduce herself. You may already know enough, but the better question is, has what you know become who you are? And are you spending enough time in environments where the woman you're becoming feels normal? The room you repeatedly enter, the space you repeatedly enter, eventually becomes who you repeatedly are. So choose accordingly. Become the woman. Everything else follows. My name is Shani Leatham. I'm your transformation specialist and wealth identity mentor.